All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone who really teach well. And salutations to the brethren that are pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. All right, this is your brother Yahweh from GMS Chicago coming at you again with another lesson. All right, and today we're going to go into the scriptures showing how the nations outside of the real Hebrew Israelites are people who are going to serve, all right, Yasharallah in the kingdom of heaven. All right, the Lord made the world for Yasharallah's sake, his chosen people, and the prophecy, which is the testimony of Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, the testimony is the spirit of prophecy. The prophecy says that salvation is coming for Yasharallah, all right, which is so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, plus the dispersed from these people that went amongst all nations, who may now look like these other nations, all right, through having children with these the women of these other nations. Okay, so without further ado, I want to bring out some precepts showing how in the Bible, all right, salvation is not for these other nations. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 23. It says, "Truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and the multitude of mountains." Now it asks who are these hills, who are these mountains? All right, it says, "Truly in Yahweh our God is the salvation of Israel." Okay, so these mountains, these hills, all right, it's talking about the other nations, all right, because salvation here is vain unto them, but the one that's prescribed to is that of Israel, Yasharallah. Okay, so that lets you know that the other hills and the mountains talking about the other nations. All right, here in Psalms chapter 68 and verse 15, it says, "The hill of Yahweh is as the hill of Bashan." All right, talking about his people. All right, that's that hill. "And high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap ye high hills, which God..." This is Salakia. It says, "Why leap ye high hills? This is the hill which Yahweh desires to dwell in. Yeah, the Lord will dwell in it forever." All right. So there are many hills, man, but the Lord has only chosen one hill, and that's that of Israel, like we just read in the book of Jeremiah. Okay, it's telling them, why do you leap, all right, to the other nations, to the other hills? Why do you leap? Okay, or he says, in vain is salvation hoped for by these nations, by these hills. Why do you leap? Because the Lord is going to dwell in Israel, in Yasharallah, all right, and the other nations, they're going to have to serve, all right, they're going to be a lower class people. All right, this is what the Bible talks about, man. Before we get this Isaiah 40, let's read it in 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 54. It says, "After these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all." All right, all the people, all the nations come from Adam. "And the people also whom thou hast chosen," all right, that hill whom the Lord's going to dwell in, all right, who is salvation for. Verse 55, it says, "All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sakes." So the world, the salvation, all right, the dwelling place was all for Yasharallah. Okay? It's clear as day. This is precept upon precept what the Bible talks about. All right? Not this God love everybody doctrine. All right? The Lord sent the word among the nations because our people were dispersed among them. All right? Our people who went amongst the other nations and took on the customs of the Gentiles and essentially became Gentiles. All right? To them were given the adoption and the forgiveness of sins. Let me keep going. Verse 55 again, it says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Okay, so the Lord compares all the other nations as spit. Okay, he calls them nothing. All right, so straight out the Bible. All right, so that you won't believe the lies pushed in this world. Okay, this is what the scripture is talking about, because his people have been going in and out of captivity, all right, throughout the whole history. All right, so that's why the salvation is going to come to them. All right, currently right now we're in the time of the Gentiles. The world was given unto the wicked. All right, starting with Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. He done had 3 kingdoms already, or 3 recent kingdoms, but he had his time when he took his Jacob's foot off his neck. All right, but all these other nations have had their time to reign. Okay, but Jacob has been in and out of captivity, getting chastised for failing from the righteous laws of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai, as a father would a son. All right, correct their sons. All right, and so now that we're at the end, all right, the Lord has promised his people a new body, a new extraterrestrial body. All right, that is not going to have sin in it. Okay, that they may learn good and evil. All right, but in the time to come, all right, they're going to be immortal, free from sin, made perfect, just. Okay, these are the things promised unto the people of the Lord. All right, which have gone through the fire of adversity. These other nations have always had their own gods. Okay, salvation, as it is written, salvation is of the Jews. But let's read this same verse here, over here in Isaiah chapter 40 and verse let me see, I'm gonna start at verse 15. It says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket. We just read that in 2nd Ezra, as in a drop that falleth from a vessel. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. The small dust in a balance, it doesn't affect anything. It's insignificant. It says, behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. The Lord considers them as a very little thing. Like we read in 2nd Ezra, as nothing. It says, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. So there you go, man. Precept upon precept. All right, so now because Esau Edom is in control, the self-proclaimed white man comes and tells you that God came for all the nations, and is gonna. All right, this is the people that have pushed forth the most wickedness upon the whole world, man. All right, They gave a license for changing of kinds, who have brought disorder on the family structure, who have raped, robbed, and oppressed nations all around the world, starting with the children of Israel, the real children, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and to this day have continued with the oppression. All right, robbing from the world, the natural resources. All right, all while painting themselves as the heroes of the world, as the bringers of civilization. All right. Now you're gonna believe them that the Most High is gonna come for everybody? You got to be out your mind, man. All right. His people have been the ones that have gone through the fire of affliction, and none else. I'm finishing off with this last two precepts. This is the book of Isaiah. Actually, it's the last precept here. Is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 12. Just to hit the last nail on the coffin. It says, "For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly waste." So all the nations at the end of the day have to serve Yasharallah. Okay, these other nations have had a time to reign. All right, and they've always given the example of how not to reign. All right, giving themselves over to idolatry. All right, fornication, adultery. Okay, changing of kinds. All right, as it is written, the gods of the other nations are idols. All right, so you know the Lord has chosen His people, and these are the ones that are destined, who have been chosen for salvation, the elect from among them. Okay, so I'll leave y'all with that. You know, I pray this was an edifying lesson. Like always, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and salutations to the brethren pushing forth His word in truth and in sincerity. Until the next one, brothers, say shalom. And as always, Kwame Ashrala and Abba Babal.